Right now, inside every single cell in your body, there is a war happening. Not against a virus, not against bacteria, against you. Against the version of you that stopped cleaning house. Here's what nobody tells you in the fasting world. Your cells have a built-in self-destruct and rebuild system. Scientists call it autophagy, from the Greek auto meaning self and phagon meaning to eat. Literally, your body eating itself. And before you panic, that's exactly what you want. Because when autophagy is running at full power, your cells are doing something extraordinary. They're hunting down broken proteins, malfunctioning mitochondria, and toxic cellular debris, packaging it all up and either recycling it for fuel or incinerating it entirely. Think of it like this. Imagine your body is a self-repairing city. Autophagy is the elite cleanup crew, the demolition team, and the recycling plant, all working the night shift every single night, keeping the city from collapsing into ruin. But here's the terrifying part. After your mid-30s, autophagy starts slowing down, the cleanup crew gets smaller, the garbage piles up. And that cellular clutter? A 2021 paper in Nature Cell Biology linked it directly to accelerated aging, neurodegeneration, and the early onset of diseases like Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, and type 2 diabetes. Now, the fitness world will tell you the only way to crank autophagy back up is to fast 16 hours, 18 hours, 24 hours without food. And look, fasting works. The science is bulletproof. But what if I told you there are 5 ordinary foods sitting in grocery stores right now that activate the exact same molecular pathways as fasting, without skipping a single meal? A landmark study published in Cell Reports confirmed it. And today, I'm going to show you exactly what they are, why they work at the cellular level, and how to use them for maximum effect. Stay with me, because food number 3 is going to completely change how you make your morning drink. What is autophagy and why your life depends on it? Let's get one thing crystal clear. Autophagy is not a wellness trend. It is a fundamental survival mechanism your cells have been running for 500 million years of evolution. Inside your cells, specialized proteins act as quality control inspectors, constantly patrolling for damage. When they find a broken protein or worn-out organelle, they tag it. Then an autophasome, a biological garbage bag, wraps around the debris and drags it to the lysosome, a vat of molecular acid that dissolves the junk and recycles the useful parts. When this system is humming, you age slower, your brain stays sharp, your mitochondria stay efficient. When it breaks down, you get what researchers at the Salk Institute for Research on Aging call cellular hoarding. Misfolded proteins accumulate, inflammation becomes chronic, and the biological clock doesn't just tick, it sprints. The good news is you have more control over this than you think. Food number 1, pomegranate, the mitochondria mechanic. Food number 1 looks like a jewel and works like a mechanic. When you eat pomegranate arils, your gut bacteria convert compounds called elagictannins into urolithin A, a molecule that activates a specific type of autophagy called mitophagy, the selective removal of damaged mitochondria via the PINK1 and Parkin protein pathways. A randomized controlled trial in Nature Metabolism found measurable improvements in mitochondrial function in both skeletal muscle and cardiac tissue within just 4 months. Think of your mitochondria as engines in a fleet of aircraft. Mitophagy is the maintenance crew that grounds the faulty ones before they cause a crash. Pro tip, eat the whole arils, not just the juice. The fiber feeds the gut bacteria that make urolithin A. No fiber, no conversion, no mitophagy. Let's continue with food number 2, extra virgin olive oil, the brain's janitor. For centuries, Mediterranean grandmothers have been pouring this liquid gold over everything. It turns out they were accidentally running one of the most sophisticated brain protection protocols in human history. The magic comes from a compound called oleocanthal. It does something remarkable. Inside cancer cells, it breaks down their internal waste disposal systems, causing them to self-destruct. But in our brain cells, our neurons, it does the opposite. It supercharges their cleanup crews, accelerating the removal of the toxic tau tangles and amyloid beta plaques linked to Alzheimer's. Research from the University of Louisiana confirmed this, finding dramatically better cognitive performance in mice fed oleocanthal. But there's a catch. It has to be extra virgin, cold-pressed, and unrefined. You know that peppery sting you feel at the back of your throat? That's the oleocanthal. No sting, no benefit. The dose? 2 tablespoons daily, always raw. Never cook with it on high heat. Next up, food number 3, green tea, the AMPK activator. Green tea contains EGCG, one of the most studied longevity molecules on Earth. EGCG flips on a master metabolic switch called AMPK, the same one activated by fasting and exercise. Once AMPK is on, it launches a 2-pronged attack on cellular aging. It slams the brakes on a process that blocks cleanup while simultaneously hitting the gas on the protein that kicks off the cleanup process. It's like attacking a fortress from the front gate and the back wall at the same time. The Salk Institute showed EGCG sped up the clearance of the toxic protein linked to Parkinson's. A major review linked consistent green tea drinking to a 35% reduction in cognitive decline over a decade. But how you brew it matters. Use water below 85 degrees Celsius. Boiling destroys the EGCG. Add a squeeze of lemon to boost absorption 13-fold. And never add milk. Its proteins bind to the EGCG and neutralize it. 3 to 4 cups a day is the therapeutic range. Now for food number 4, wheat germ, the epigenetic switch. This might be the most boring-sounding food on the list, but it's secretly the most profound. Wheat germ is the richest source of a compound called spermidine. Spermidine doesn't just trigger a cellular pathway, it rewrites your genetic code to make your cells naturally better at cleaning themselves up. It does this by silencing the enzymes that keep your cellular cleanup genes switched off. A landmark study in Nature Medicine that tracked over 800 people for 20 years found that those with the highest spermidine intake had significantly lower all-cause mortality, including a 40% drop in death from heart disease. Another trial saw measurable memory improvements in older adults after just 3 months. All it takes is 1 tablespoon a day on yogurt or in a smoothie. It costs next to nothing. Finally, food number 5, coffee, the multi-pathway trigger. This one will make most of you feel pretty good about your morning ritual. Yes, caffeine helps, but the real hero here is chlorogenic acid. This polyphenol is a master key for cellular cleanup, unlocking it through multiple independent pathways at once. A study in Cell Reports found coffee triggered measurable cleanup in the liver, muscle, and heart tissue within just a few hours. And data from a massive study of over 500,000 people linked regular coffee drinking to a reduced risk of Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, and death from all causes. The details are critical. Use a light or medium roast, as dark roasting destroys the chlorogenic acid. Drink it black before you eat, and skip the cold brew. It extracts far less of the good stuff. The great news, decaf works just fine. These foods don't just work side by side, they work in synergy. One targets the brain, another rewrites your genes, another hits the master metabolic switch. It's like a demolition team hitting a building from the foundation, the walls, and the roof all at once. This isn't about replacing fasting, it's about amplifying it if you do it, or providing a powerful alternative if you don't. Your body already knows how to repair itself. It just needs the right materials. Start with one, add another next week. Give it 90 days. Because real change doesn't happen overnight. It happens in the quiet accumulation of daily decisions.